there's clutter in your house somewhere that's causing you mental clutter. I'm Ronnie, and you're listening to Clean With Me, the podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. In today's episode, I'm going to get you started on some housework. It's time to gear up for your cleaning session. Maybe you're feeling unmotivated right now. You're still lying in bed or you're sitting on the couch. Or maybe you're already in the kitchen ready to do some dishes. Often getting started is half the battle. So I'm here to talk you through it. Maybe you need to freshen up for the day, get dressed, maybe get some shoes on if you like to clean in a certain type of shoes. I mean, if your kitchen floor has debris on it, grit, stickiness, what have you, you're going to feel better in some type of shoes. Maybe you like to clean in lace-up shoes. Maybe you like to clean in a pair of flip-flops or slides. Or maybe your kitchen floor is in good condition and you want to clean barefoot today. If weather permits, you might want to open your windows. But if it's sweltering hot where you live, you may want to freshen the house up some other way. My middle daughter lives with us, and she often creates kind of her own potpourri on the stove. I've also been known to do that with a small mini crock pot, like that's designed for sauce or something. It's like a little fondue warmer type thing. You probably have some things around the house like cinnamon sticks, orange peels, things like that that can go into your little homemade potpourri that you can start simmering. Of course, taking out the trash, running the garbage disposal, and getting some laundry started are other ways. And of course, you can light a candle, spray some air freshener, start a wax warmer. And don't come at me. Some of you are coming at me like in Spotify comments about chemicals and this and that. Nobody's telling you which specific products to use to make your house smell good. You can do it in natural ways. You can get soy candles. You can make a potpourri like I just mentioned. So anyway, go ahead and get your house smelling fresh. And I mentioned laundry. If you have some towels or some laundry that was left damp, you might want to put a little bit of white vinegar in the load to get rid of that, unless you have like a special product. You can buy a product that helps with like mold and mildew smells in the laundry, but keeping a big jug of white vinegar is way more cost effective and works just fine. And you might be like, ew, I don't like the smell of vinegar. Trust me, your laundry will not smell like vinegar when you put a little vinegar in the load. It just doesn't. I've never smelled vinegar after washing the load. And I'm putting like half a cup to a whole cup of vinegar, depending on the situation. If it's all towels and dish rags, I'll probably put about a cup in there just to ensure that there are no weird smells. And they say it also works as a fabric softener of sorts. Anytime there's a forgotten load of laundry that I have to rewash, I put a little bit of white vinegar in there with it, along with some more detergent. I don't do it very often, but sometimes the load gets left for too long. Get that load of laundry started, and it's a great way to kick off a cleaning session, because if you have housework to do, chances are you have laundry to do as well. The next step is to gather up any dishes from around the house. Maybe you have glasses on your nightstands, or maybe somebody left a plate or a cup on a coffee table, end table, or dining room table. Yes, people should be clearing and rinsing their dishes, but I understand that it doesn't always happen, especially in a larger household. When you have a lot of people living in your household, it's challenging, because if one person leaves something out, it kind of messes up the vibe to where the room isn't perfectly clean anymore, and then it's easier for someone else to leave something out, and so on. Believe me, I understand the struggle if you're struggling right now. And you may be saying, why is every episode about getting started? Well, for one, it's not, but I do a lot of episodes like this because sometimes you need motivation to get started. But if you scroll down, there are episodes where I have you clean your kitchen or your living room or your bedroom. And if you scroll a long way down, there are some whole house episodes. But if you want thorough cleaning sessions, whole house episodes with deeper cleaning tasks, you need to subscribe to the bonus content. And I always mention that, but I don't normally plead with you to subscribe. But I will confess that my husband is not working. His company went out of business. He's close to retirement age, but he's not quite there yet. So every little bit helps. And the last couple bonus episodes that I have made have been super popular. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. You're going to love the episodes. Your house is going to be super clean. You can't really be on the full program without subscribing to those. But that said, I realize that not everybody is able to subscribe. I have a whole catalog of free episodes that cover everything. You're just going to have to scroll way down and listen to some old ones. But the great thing about becoming a financial supporter for just a tiny amount of money per month is that you unlock fresh bonus episodes that are not outdated or whatever. But today I'm just here to get you started, get you up and moving around and doing your housework. The next thing I want you to do, once you've gathered your dishes to the sink area, I want you to do a quick pickup. I want you to spend the next 5 minutes picking up your house. You're going to start in the most important area. There's probably an area in your house that's weighing on your mind. It's not necessarily your front entrance or your front room or your family room toward the back of the house if you have a couple living areas. It might be your bedroom. Like right now, my living room's picked up. My kitchen is clean, but my bedroom needs work. So that's the room that is weighing on my mind. If I were cleaning along with this episode right now, I'd be working in my room. I would quickly make my bed and pick up the floor and start folding that pile of clean laundry I have in here. You might have a cluttered living room or family room. You might have a dining room table that people have been piling things on. You might just want to pick up the front entrance area if you're worried about that first impression. When I know somebody might be stopping by and coming to the door, obviously I start by picking up the entryway and living room. And yes, lately it needs to be picked up a lot because we have 2 toddlers here. And that's normal. It's par for the course. Sometimes you have a different room that needs help because maybe it's part of your routine to pick up your front entrance, your front room. But maybe one of the bathrooms in your house is getting cluttered. There's makeup all over the countertop, or somebody's dropping their clothes on the floor, or towels. Or maybe you have an overflowing hamper in the laundry room. I can't see your house, but I know there's something weighing heavily on your mind, and that's where I want you to start. And then I want you to just keep picking up for the remainder of this segment. So I'm talking about a lot of different things that you might need to pick up, but I want you to be moving and picking up what is in front of you in your house while I throw out these ideas. And maybe as you're picking up, maybe as you're straightening your couch cushions, putting some shoes away, something I say will remind you of another problem area in your home. There's just something relaxing and calming about taking care of whichever part of your house is bothering you the most. I mean, do you have an overflowing drawer somewhere? Or do you have a surface in your home that's a hot spot or clutter magnet, if you will? Sometimes there's a piece of furniture where people are just plopping things. Okay, one of my clutter magnets is the kitchen island. I'm not the one plopping things on it, but it's a clutter magnet for our family. I've seen other people where they have some type of a shelf unit, like in their kitchen and dining area, like the nook area, and it's just piled full of clutter. Hey, I don't mind throwing a former friend under the bus. No, I'm not mentioning her by name, but I'm just picturing something in her house. And no, I don't go around silently judging friends and relatives. I'm not a cleaning guru. I have my household shortcomings like everyone else. But if I'm no longer friends with someone, they could definitely become an object lesson on this show. And no, nothing went down recently. It's just something that popped into my head. But again, we all have these surfaces in our home. It could be your bedroom dresser. It could be your desk. I mean, unless you're like my mom, who just keeps everything organized at all times, you probably have some kind of a surface where you tend to just plop things down. Or here's another one that we have. There's a shelf in our laundry room up above the washer and dryer. That's for things like detergent and a couple cute pictures or whatever. But things that we find in people's pockets end up there sometimes. Or we start to put something in the garage, somehow get sidetracked. I'm talking like a tool or a drill or something. We set it on that shelf and it doesn't make it all the way out to the garage. I think it's just human nature to have these shortcuts sometimes, these temporary homes for things. It is what it is. You don't want to have several of these in your house, but you're probably going to have one or two of them. By now you've had time to pick up some glaring area of your home, whatever was the messiest area. Hopefully you got that picked up. We brought the dishes to the sink. You know what's next. It's time to wash those dishes and then wipe down some key surfaces in your kitchen. Maybe you need to empty your dishwasher and drying rack. Maybe you need to pull everything out of the sink, clean your sink, and then fill it with hot dishwater and pre-rinse that first sink load and get those items soaking if you're hand washing. Or maybe you need to empty, reload, and run your dishwasher. When I'm doing an empty, reload, and run, I'm typically also hand washing a large pot and pan and a couple of other items. So what I do is I empty my dishwasher and drying rack. I load the dishwasher, put the little, soap pot in it or whatever, but I don't start it immediately just because I want it to get the full water pressure, and I'm still going to be running the sink while I wash the remainder of the dishes, and then I start the dishwasher afterward. I've been doing that for a while now. I think I've mentioned it on this show, but I do go into more detail and I get more personal, and we do deeper cleaning tasks, and we pick up the entire house and whatnot in those longer episodes. So you might be offered a free trial if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that purple app on iPhones and iPads. There is an option to sign up for a free trial, so you can definitely try it out with no obligation. And I think Patreon might be offering some discounted memberships to get you started as well. That's kind of automated, so I don't really control that. But special thanks to those of you who are already supporting the show. It's helping me and it encouraging me, and it means more than you know. And for those who haven't done it yet, give it a try. If it doesn't work out, you can always cancel. But if you like these episodes, you're going to love the Clean With Me Unplugged episodes that you unlock by becoming a supporter. And if you're not sure how to support the show financially or what your options are, visit cleanwithmepodcast.com. Hopefully you are plugging away on those dishes. We're going to spend the next 5 minutes doing dishes. Of course, if you need more time, you can pause the episode. But a lot of times in life, the job expands to fill the time allotted. And when we try to get something done in a short amount of time, often we're able to do it. We overestimate oftentimes, like how I keep saying oftentimes. The writer in me is like, quit using the same word excessively. Not that I'm working as a writer anymore. I work at a school, but I am taking some writing classes because I'm already well into pursuing an English degree, and I'm trying to see that through to completion. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of writing. But my point is, we have a tendency to overestimate how long a cleaning task like washing the dishes will really take. Or we kind of drag it out like, oh, I need to get this done in the next 30 minutes or the next 40 minutes. And that kind of slows us down. But if I give you a shorter amount of time, you might just step up and get it done. So let's work quickly. Let's get those dishes done. And then when we're done, we're going to turn our attention to the surfaces of your kitchen. And I'm here to provide the motivation and kind of help you stay on task. But in between episodes, it's the habits that are going to make the difference. You know, it's not that you need to just muster up the motivation. You just need to do a little bit consistently each day. Obviously, you're going to have those longer cleaning sessions that you do maybe once a week. That's where the bonus episodes can come in. Or again, you can scroll down. I've done whole house episodes in the past that are available for free. And that's another way to kind of sample what you might expect to hear on the bonus episodes. But lately, I've been feeling kind of overwhelmed. I've got a lot of college classes piling up on me. I tend to take on too much, but at the same time, I've got less than a year to go, and my future self wants me to do this. I'm doing this for future me, not current me. And you may be facing some kind of challenging time in your life as well. But I'm going to go back to the same thing that I said earlier. Do the thing that's weighing on your mind. There's clutter in your house somewhere that's causing you mental clutter. So if you didn't get that problem fixed during the segment where I asked you to pick up in a problem area, definitely deal with that after this episode. It's a game changer to get rid of that one mess that's like embarrassing you in your house that you're worried somebody's going to see. Or maybe it's even embarrassing you just in front of your spouse. There's this lady named Samantha that's on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. She makes these short reels, and she was folding some laundry and was like jokingly, if I don't fold and put away this laundry today, my husband's going to find someone better. Obviously she was kidding, but I felt that. I felt that sense of embarrassment when you're like, I don't want him to come home and see this same mess is still here. So maybe it is like a large pile of clean laundry that you need to fold after this episode. Sometimes we can get so stuck on doing something in a certain order of priority that we leave the one thing undone that would give us a sense of accomplishment and a sense of peace. The next thing I do in this house is going to be cleaning my room. I'm going to give you a few more seconds to finish doing the dishes. Maybe you need to leave a few things soaking, or maybe you want to pause the episode so that you can keep washing dishes and get down to dish 0. But if you're not facing a disaster today, you're probably almost ready to start cleaning the surfaces in your kitchen. Maybe leave that one pot to soak for now. I'm real big on setting an alarm on my phone to do something like switch the clothes from the washer into the dryer, or to go back and do another empty reload and run. Like on days where I'm facing a disaster, I'll be like, okay, I'm coming back to the kitchen in 3 hours. I'm going to empty, reload, and run this dishwasher because I know it'll be done by then. But getting down to dish 0 is so empowering. If you leave something to soak, set an alarm reminding yourself to go back to it in like an hour. Usually an hour is about how long a heavily soiled item would take to become easy to clean, especially if you drop a dishwasher pod into that dirty pot. Fill it with hot water, a little liquid dish soap, and a dishwasher pod. That's the secret weapon, ladies. And gents. I know if you guys listen. Who says gents? What am I, 90? It's time to clean the surfaces of your kitchen. Wipe down those cabinets, but for sure give the countertops a swipe. And lately, I feel like it's just mandatory to wipe down the outside of my stainless steel refrigerator because it just gets so many fingerprints with a lot of people living here. So I like to clean that with some glass cleaner and either a microfiber cloth or a few paper towels. And once I do that, it kind of starts a domino effect where I'm cleaning the exterior of my microwave. I am spraying and wiping down the exterior of my oven. I'm spraying and wiping down the front of my dishwasher. Okay? And then when I'm like bending down to clean the oven front and dishwasher front, that reminds me to wipe down my lower cabinets. I'll typically start by wiping down the upper cabinets. Then I'll wipe the countertops and stovetop. Then I'll wipe the appliance fronts. Then I'll wipe the lower cabinets. Okay? And maybe you needed to put away some items first before you just start spraying and wiping down surfaces. But if it's a day where you don't have time to remove a lot of obstacles, obviously you can take a damp dish rag and some dish soap and just kind of wipe around things and lift things up and wipe under them. But I definitely recommend going as minimalist as possible, and I just don't enjoy cleaning around obstacles. I like to put away everything I can, including some of the appliances like the blender, the crock pot, whatever's out, air fryer. I have shelves in the pantry for those items. I put all that stuff away. Then I grab my fruit basket. I move that from the island over to the dining room table so that I can spray that island and wipe it down. When I'm wiping countertops, of course, that includes the island as well. Then I'll take that fruit basket, move it back to the island, and spray and wipe down the dining room table and wipe down the chairs. And if you have a toddler or baby, you might have a high chair you need to clean as well. Or maybe it only took you a minute to wipe down your surfaces and you need bonus tasks. No judgment here if you're still scrubbing cabinets and whatnot, okay? I can talk a lot faster than you can clean, but I like to just spit out some ideas and you pick what you're going to work on. And you can always put on some music after this episode and do a little more. But if it's been a long time since you've cleaned the inside of your microwave, this is your reminder to do that. Or what about opening that little door at the bottom of your toaster over the wastebasket and getting those crumbs out of there? And then making sure you wipe down the surface of your toaster. And don't forget to clean your sink. Even if you have something soaking in one side, clean the other side. Clean the area around the faucet and behind the faucet. Clean your backsplash area. Well, looks like I'm out of time. Put on some music to finish these tasks, or better yet, subscribe to bonus content. For those who are already supporting, I appreciate you more than you know. But even just listening to these free episodes does help me, so I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you're having an amazing summer. Happy cleaning, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.